Welcome to the Evidence from the Field series. In this video, we hear a story of an individual serving in a dual role as both a scientist and a pTI manager for a transdisciplinary project on real-world experiments for a sustainable city. The story illustrates a trap that many transdisciplinary projects fall into. Led by a commitment to the collaboration, scientists turn their focus to stakeholder engagement and project management activities throughout the project. Then, surprise, when the time comes for publishing scientific and public reports on the project, they realize that research activities like data collection had fallen by the wayside, meaning missed opportunities to record evidence of successes from these experiments. The story provides a cautionary tale and some concrete tips for organizing the job sharing between scientists, practitioners, and the pTI manager to ensure knowledge co-production in transdisciplinary research.
Hello, my name is Katja. I've worked as a transdisciplinary interface manager at the University in Switzerland. And with this experience, I now started to get involved with an emerging community of practice of transdisciplinary interface managers, where we collectively work through the challenges that each of us are facing in our efforts. So with this in mind, today I wanted to tell you a story about a transdisciplinary research project on urban sustainability in Germany, as I feel their experience offers important perspectives which might resonate with many of us. The story is about balance, or rather a story about what's at stake when we fail to balance the need for coordinating good collaboration with the need of conducting good science. So that's why I gave the title to this story, Balancing Interests, Conducting Good Science and Good Social Engagement. To back up a little bit, this transdisciplinary project was designed to help a small medieval city to plan for a sustainable future. The project was funded through a series of competitive federal grant programs, and so it was able to turn the city into a real-world laboratory for several years. Over that time, more than 15 experiments were conducted on topics like bicycling delivery services, exploring alternative social housing options, and also developing ideas for incorporating future generations into decision-making. The main partnership was between the city administration, civil society, and the local university. And the civil society really entailed a wide range of partners. Because as you can imagine, considering that the projects were highly varied, so was the types of partner organizations in the city, including theaters, diverse NGOs, businesses, and a wide range from city participants. To facilitate this partnership, one young scientist from the local university took on the formal role as a project coordinator, the transdisciplinary interface manager, to coordinate the academic partners, coordinate the interface between academia and practice, and also coordinate with diverse other partner organizations. Then within the scientific team from the university, it became apparent that they were really very invested in ensuring that the project ran smoothly. And so out of this investment, the scientists took on the dual role of conducting the scientific research on the experiments and also managing the transdisciplinary interfaces with project partners and organizing the social engagement around the experiments. And over time, especially in the core research phase, it became evident that the scientists were often finding themselves needing to make a compromise on the science end of transdisciplinarity. So maybe they had to cut certain research activities or limit data collection efforts at workshops. And they did this in an effort to meet the timeline and also to maybe appease city administrators. But at one point, the scientists realized that in so doing, they had missed out on some opportunities to gather useful data on the sustainability solutions, on the functioning and impact of real-world labs, and the impact of participation itself. Later now in this group, the transdisciplinary interface manager reflected on this. There were on the one hand side the scientists who had taken on the extra and rather consuming role of preparing stakeholder engagements. And this extra engagement came at the expense of giving the time to doing science as much as planned. Similarly, the mentoring and supervising young scientists in this transdisciplinary project as part of their educational training and as part of their data collection and data analysis efforts took just also more time than what was their time for. On the practice side, there were some misunderstandings about data collection methods, what the purpose was of those, and whether they might possibly disrupt the experience and the stakeholder engagement events. And these concerns obviously explain now the reluctance toward data collection approaches on behalf of the practice side. And the third factor was, as in many projects, there is fluctuation of staff. On the academic side, in this project, that meant when the initial Transdisciplinary Interface Manager left to pursue other opportunities, and no one was hired for the remaining time to serve as a Transdisciplinary Interface Manager, there was no one left to take up the mantle for facilitating, integrating the knowledge that was produced and publishing the results. So while the projects were ultimately really informative and exciting, there were not as many scientific outputs as we traditionally conceive of them. So that means not all data had the quality to pass peer review. So there are limited scientific publications on this otherwise really incredible project. Similarly, the city administration was losing out a bit as well. When the TI manager moved on, there was nobody who really facilitated this kind of a structured reflection with the practitioners to help them explore how they could integrate the results from the experiments into their processes and procedures. So in this situation, really a lot has happened during the project, but there was a lot more that could have come out of it. To use a metaphor, it was like planting a whole garden and forgetting to harvest the produce and fruits and process them into value-added products like hummus or jam. So the lesson here is, in the process of doing transdisciplinary work, it's important to remember that while relationships and communications are essential, you cannot forget to balance time and space for good science and for societal engagement. After all, the point is to advance sustainability solutions, and we need high quality evidence to support and scale them. The good news is TI managers can help with some of that. They can take on some of the management logistics to free up time for scientists to prepare data collection and analysis. They can also help explaining data collection needs to practitioners and relay practitioners' concerns to the scientists. And thirdly, TI managers can stimulate reflections about the meaning of the emerging results for the scientists and the meaning of emerging results for practitioners, and what this could mean for advancing procedures either in science or in practice. I call these reflection activities facilitating breakthrough conversations. So closing with a reflection on quality criteria, I would say that a TI manager has fulfilled their role when they advocated for the needs of both science and practice in the research process and helped each group to achieve those ends through good collaboration. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this experience about keeping the balance valuable, and I wish you best of luck with your transdisciplinary learning journey.
Thanks for sharing this story, Katja. The video highlighted the importance of pTI managers maintaining a balance in their project management between fostering meaningful societal engagement and supporting high-quality scientific work. The video also shared a few tips for pTI managers that are worth repeating. 1, be sure to create clarity about roles and responsibilities. 2, facilitate discussion on the importance and purpose of research activities and how they can best align with the societal engagement. And 3, throughout the project, host meetings to review emerging insights and anticipate what these can mean for intended transformations taking place. We look forward to hearing in what other ways TI managers in this training are realizing their responsibility for good collaboration and good science, and how they manage the time to co-produce reports and articles that valorize project results. Thanks for watching.